heard the rest. Now here's the best Stay Tuned Sports Podcast.
And hello there, all you Stay Tuners. Welcome back to another episode of Stay Tuned Sports. It's your good friend Jimbo, back kind of live. Last week we had the recording from the live show me and the wife did, which was pretty fun. Just a little hint or scoop or whatever. I tried another hot sauce that she actually picked up, and it's not bad. It's got a little kick to it. So next time we do a live show, we'll be putting that in our hot sauce lineup with all the questions that she comes up with. Before we get into the show, though, no, I'm not gonna say head over to www.buymeacoffee.com/stsports to show your support for the show, or that we have the Stay Tuned Sports chat line still up, STS chat, 612 STS chat. But right before we came onto the show, we had some upsetting news, I guess you would say, at least in on my side of it. Former Baltimore Raven Tony Siragusa passed away. I think it said 55 years old. A little upset about it. I mean, obviously, you know, whenever you hear any of the good players, the greats that pass away from the NFL or baseball or hockey, obviously, you know, it makes you a little upset because you grew up watching them or you watch them now. But with Siragusa, with me personally, you know, he was a very good football player, but I loved him as a sideline reporter. I thought he was one of the more straightforward and kept it honest. I remember one game, I forget who was playing, but it was definitely during the winter. Maybe it was a playoff game. I'm not sure, but it was cold out. It could have been Green Bay or Chicago, like that type of cold. And there he is with his fur coat on, and he was still freezing his ass off. And the commentators up in the booth, who are in heated rooms with the heaters and all that, went down to him and asked him how's he feeling. And he said it how he felt. He's like, I hate the cold. This shit's not for me. You know, I'm sure if you go on YouTube, you can find some of the funniest clips of Tony Siragusa. But definitely a big loss. And at a young age, you know, 55 years old is not old. And, you know, for me personally, you know, I'm 40. It's only 15 years away from me. You know, I know 15 years sounds like a lot, but kind of makes you reflect a little bit. But just want to give a prayers out to the Siragusa family and the friends. Definitely will miss you, Tony. So I know we kind of started off the show a little bit different than normal. I know we usually start off talking about the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series. And last Friday we were at Talladega. As far as I went, I was pretty proud of myself. Was able to keep up with the pack. Was able to draft. I think I actually made it up to the top 10 at one point. Drafting off of I think Doug Neal was the one I was driving mostly behind. But then when it came time for green flag pit stops, I messed up. I mean, I messed up bad. You know, for all the shit I used to give Chris Darling about missing his pit box, I missed it twice. Once with the first green flag pit stop, and then I believe the second one later on. And once I did that, I wasn't able to keep up with the guys leaving the pits who came down with me, and just ended up getting lapped. I think I ended up being 2 laps down. Was a fun race. I think there was a total of like 3 cautions, and unfortunately for me, the second or third caution that came out didn't really the only thing it helped me with was I was able to catch back up with the pack. I was down 2 laps. Adam Dama was able to get back on the lead lap, but at least I was able to drive around people and not just drive on the track by myself. But then came the big one, and I did everything I wanted to. I wanted to stay low, because Tuesday night when we raced in TNR, the season finale for that truck series, I stayed high in the second lap. Just took me out. I was out for the race. So going into Friday, I was like, I'm just gonna stay low, fight with myself to stay low as much as I want to push and pass people and get up to front and win and blah blah blah. I mean, that's still my biggest issue right now, is trying to stay patient. One of the best comments I heard so far this season is, to be fast, you gotta go slow, and that just means you gotta be patient. But when that wreck happened, with just a couple laps left, it's going down low, and there was a hole there for me to go through, and I forget which truck came down with me, but we both tried to fit through there. He bumped me just enough, and I know it wasn't intentional, but bumped me just enough and put me into the wall. It was actually the last lap, because that happened on like turn 2. Motor was smoking, and I said, screw this. I said I was going to finish the race, and I finished the race doing like 80 miles an hour across the finish line. So a little disappointing, but I was happy to finish the race. I'm tired of quitting because it's not going my way or whatnot. But this week we're at Texas, and not sure how I feel about my chances to survive. I just started running some laps last night. Does feel like a interesting track to be at. I already know that there's just a couple of turns that I need to work on. Kind of tricky. Seems like you could run full throttle until you start sliding up the track, and there's the wall, which we all know how good I am at hitting the wall. But I expect a good race amongst everybody. I mean, I think there was only one race this season so far that was a little high in cautions for what we've been producing. So I'm expecting a good race. Didn't really do a three racers to watch research or whatever, but I'm interested to see. Martin Plute seems like he kind of lost that spark that he had in the beginning of the season, and he's still top 5 in points. Just curious if he'll be able to somehow find that spark again to get back up there. Just off the top of my head, past couple races, Nathan Moyer, has been really good, so he's another one I think you should watch. And Philip Scott and Tristan Marr, both really fast, and I think with what seems to be a track that you could go fast, it will be interesting to see how well they do. So make sure you tune in Friday night, 3 Wide TV over on YouTube. Stay tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series. And before I go to the next segment, I am going to do another giveaway. I think I forgot to mention it last week, but we're going to do another one this week. Same rules as the whole season's been going. You have to watch the race and watch on lap 100 what place I'm in. Head over to the Stay Tuned Sports Podbean site, look for this episode, and comment underneath this episode what place I was in on lap 100. If there's multiple entries, then I'll pull a name from the hat, and I'll give a $25 Amazon gift card away to one lucky winner. This past week, the Golden State Warriors have secured another championship finals. Steph Curry now has as many championships as LeBron James. And it actually got me thinking, like, why is he not ever talked about, when it comes to who's better, LeBron or MJ, or LeBron or Kobe, why is he kind of like second thought? I mean, if LeBron is as good as Michael Jordan, why is Steph Curry not better than LeBron? You look at the teams that LeBron played on, they were powerhouses. Like they were let's not worry about the salary cap. Let's get these big names in here and let's win some championships, which he did. I can't remember, maybe the first championship, but I don't remember the other three of basically him being the face of that franchise. I mean, yes, he was, of the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Lakers, all that, but there was always someone right there next to him. And if you look at Steph Curry, he only had Kevin Durant, which he's a very good ball player, future Hall of Famer, but he's not on Steph Curry or LeBron James's level. I would take Dwayne Wade over Kevin Durant. Maybe Chris Bosh would be equal to Kevin Durant, and Chris Bosh is a second tier big name. I'll probably get shit for saying that, but and Draymond Green was already there before Kevin Durant got there, so that's why I don't consider him a name that they brought in. Like when LeBron went to Miami, Dwayne Wade was already there, and they brought Chris Bosh in from Toronto. So okay, LeBron is older. I think LeBron's like 37, and Steph is 33 or something. 1988 he was born. But and on top of that too, with all this talk, Steph wasn't like LeBron jumping from team to team to chase that championship. And to take it a step further, Steph beat him 3 times. So I even though everybody does feel Steph is a Hall of Famer, which he is, first ballot Hall of Famer, all that stuff, I think he's still a little underrated when it comes to the GOAT talk. I really think he should be part of the conversation when it comes to who's, LeBron, Steph. If you want to start a new who's the GOAT talk, like when they used to talk who is better, Magic, MJ, Larry Bird. Well, now you could do that with Steph, LeBron, because also, again, 2 different eras. Nowadays, in any of the sports, is more suited for offense compared to the 80s and the 90s with the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan. But if you ask me, who would I rather take? First overall draft pick, LeBron James or Steph Curry? I would take Steph Curry. LeBron, again, I'll probably take shit for this. He's weak. He twists his ankle and needs to take a wheelchair out of the arena. Steph Curry, yes, he has injuries over his career, but he's one of the greats at the 3-point shot. And if you're down by 2 with 7 seconds to go, who would you rather have take a shot at a 3-pointer, LeBron or Steph? Obviously Steph, especially if it's a championship finals, championship game. Excuse me. Now, if you said who would I take, MJ or Steph? Well, I'm always going to take Michael Jordan. I think he is the greatest of all time. When he came back with the Wizards, yes, he wasn't putting up the prime Michael Jordan numbers, but he showed he could still hang a little bit with the younger generation and the newer rules and things like that. I just wonder how Steph and LeBron would do back in the day when you had Charles Barkley, throwing elbows and smashing you, and where here now, you get sneezed on, it's a foul. How good would LeBron and Steph Curry be if they played back in the 80s and 90s? I know they wouldn't be busts, but they wouldn't be as good as they were now, just because of the injuries, just because of how weak LeBron is sometimes, and how much of a baby he is sometimes. But I definitely would take Steph over LeBron 9 times out of 10. So we will be right back after this quick break. I know you guys are probably like, Jimbo, what about Stanley Cup Finals? Well, guess what? Coming right up. Our next partner has a product I use literally every day. I started taking AG1 because I have a hard time sleeping at night. So what is the stuff? With one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients helps support better sleep quality and recovery. It's one thing you can do every single day and costs you less than $3 a day. So it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/emerging. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/emerging to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. And we are back after that little quick break there from our sponsors, Athletic Green. Make sure you head over to their site there. They have some good stuff there to help you out if you have some issues with sleeping or vitamins or anything like that. So I know this next segment is going to be a little late. You know, we're pretty much in the middle of the Stanley Cup Finals. Last Saturday was the first game, and it surprised me. Colorado Avalanche beat the defending 2-time Stanley Cup champions, Tampa Bay Lightning. Hell of a game, though. Or no, it was last Friday, I think it was. It was a very entertaining game. I believe it ended 4-3. Went to overtime. But then Saturday's game was, oh my freaking God. You know, it was like playing easy on rookie on NHL 22. 7-0 Colorado won. I would expect that from Tampa Bay just because they have the experience of being in the finals and being in the playoffs and all that. I think one stat they put up during either Saturday's game or this past Monday night's game was Tampa Bay has like 40 players or so that have played in Stanley Cup Finals in the past 10 years, say. Colorado has 4 in the same amount of time. So obviously Tampa Bay has the experience there. But those first 2 games showed no experience for Tampa Bay. Colorado said, you know what? We're taking this game and we're taking it away from you. And for that first period in the first game, it looked like it. I mean, Colorado went up 3-0. Anything they did right. They got it done. Tampa Bay, anything they did wrong. Colorado was just super fast. Tampa Bay was fast too, but like Colorado was just like 2 steps ahead of them. And then Saturday night's game, I was speechless. I mean, I was screaming at the TV because I'm rooting for Tampa Bay. I want to see the three-peat. I think the last time I seen a three-peat in any sport was the Denver Broncos, maybe back with Terrell Davis and John Elway when they played. And it's been years, and I think even decades, since it happened in NHL. But Monday's game was a lot different for Tampa Bay. And it's kind of funny because even after Saturday's game, I was texting our buddy King and former Stay Tuned Sports truck driver Joshua Sobel. Tampa Bay needed to come out and just smash people, because the best way to take speed away is get physical. You think about football. That's why I don't believe in 40-yard dashes. Yeah, you could be the fastest person in a 40-yard dash, but you get jammed at that line, you're stopped. You're stopped right in your tracks. And that's what Tampa Bay needed to do, and they came out and they did it. I mean, they showed signs in game one of the physicalness, but I think that was more of a like nervousness. Let's get the jitters out. Let's hit people. But Monday's game, I mean, they smashed people. And I think to the point that it actually got under Colorado's skin, because they kept trying to fight Tampa Bay, which was the first time in 3 games, this series. Now, as I'm recording, it's Wednesday night right now. They're actually playing tonight at 8 o'clock. Tampa Bay has to win. They have to win this game. They go down 3-1. Then Colorado has a little bit of house money to play with. They could either go back to how they played in game 1 and just play with speed and no care. Because it kind of felt like they were playing like that Monday or on game 1, and that's why it worked. But Tampa Bay's got to come out and do the same thing. They got to be physical. And if they could tie us up 2-2, I think the momentum swings back in Tampa Bay's favor. Even though I think because this will be game 4, I think game 5 goes back to Colorado. So if they have that momentum going into game 5, Tampa Bay does, then to come back home in Tampa and just keep being physical. Now, obviously, Colorado's going to do some adjustments here. So I think the first period is going to be interesting. All 3 games so far have been real high scoring. I think you're going to start seeing more of a typical Stanley Cup Finals score, like a 3-2, 4-3. But Tampa Bay has to come out in that first period and take control of this game. They set the pace. They have to set the pace. And they also got to keep people out of the front of the net there. They did that this last game, and they won 7-2. The first 2 games, they weren't really that good at keeping the traffic out of the goalie's way. Now, even though I just said about that, goalie's got to play good too. I mean, obviously this last game he played better, a lot better. But that game 2 7-0 score, I think there was maybe 5 of those goals were on him. Two of the goals, there was traffic in the front net. Tampa Bay just was not smart with the puck, turning it over. But when you have Vasilevsky, I can never say his name, in net, who's one of the greatest, at least the greatest right now, to play net. When you're basically one-on-one with somebody, you should be stopping that puck no matter what. And he did in game 2, but I think tonight's game is going to be a little bit different. I think Tampa Bay pulls it out. I think they tie it up. I think they tie it up 2-2, and then game 5 is Friday night. I think it's Friday or Saturday night. So if it is Friday night, make sure you guys tune into there. Plus, make sure you tune into the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series, 3Y TV. And, if, like I said, if they could get the momentum going, I think they have a good chance to wrap this up by game 6. That's my prediction. Hopefully they win tonight, so I don't look like an ass predicting something before it actually happened. Which made no sense whatsoever. Why would I say that? Make a prediction before it happens. Well, that's a prediction, Jimbo. It's been a long day. So I think that's going to be it for this week. Head over to staytunesports.net so you can follow all the social media accounts. I'm working on the website. I'm going to probably start adding like 3YTV's link to YouTube, so that way you guys click that on Friday nights instead of have to searching, which you don't really have to search too much. We're pretty much right there once you sign in. I did create 2 new pieces of merchandise made of Stay Tuned Sports Podcast shot glass and a Stay Tuned Sports Podcast pint glass, whether you want soda or beer or whatnot. So make sure you head to the top of our website there, which is the merch tab, and that'll take you right to the store with our t-shirts, our hats. I believe we still have some hats on there, and this new merch. Make sure you head over to www.buymeacoffee.com/stsports. Help show your support to the show. Anything you guys donate there goes right back into the giveaway, which, like I said, makes you guys tune in Friday night, 3YTV, Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series. Comment with what lap I was on or in on lap 100 over at the Stay Tuned Sports Podbean's website. So, till next week, it's your good friend Jimbo, signing out.